What's up, Reject Nation? I'm Greg. What is your name?
My name is Alyssa Be Crazy.
Alyssa Be Crazy. Follow her on Twitch. And something else, too, that you wanted me to mention a while ago and I never did. What is it?
I haven't been on my personal channel in a really long time, and I still, every day, I get comments. Where are you? It's been 2 years. I started a new channel on YouTube. It's called Vibe Vixen. It was created on request from my community to highlight new artists, music artists, and traditional artists. Every week we'll post a new video.
I will make sure to subscribe tomorrow.
Yeah. I know you'll do it.
We're gonna watch today from Slapped Ham, a fun spooky video, I'm assuming. The creepiest discoveries made by YouTubers. I'm sure we have a few in our pocket. Let's see what's in store. Alyssa, assemble the headphones.
How you doing? I'm Callan and this is Slapped Ham. From one YouTuber who discovered a great white shark in an abandoned wildlife park to another who found a disturbing vampire doll in an ancient graveyard. Wow!
What?
We're looking at the creepiest stories by YouTubers. But just quickly before we get into these fascinating stories, remember to hit that subscribe button for more awesome creepy content.
I already did.
Like this.
You should too.
I love the name, it's so funny.
In November 2018, YouTuber Lukey MC made a truly creepy discovery while exploring an abandoned wildlife park in
How does that
Victoria,
happen?
Australia.
I don't know.
The video begins with the camera holder and a friend entering a dilapidated wooden shack that leads into a bizarre cave-like structure. He comments on the vile smell as they pass several small alcoves, one of which contains an overturned vending machine, while another holds an old table and chairs. The walls are littered with faded pictures of Australian animals.
What?
The pair make their way down a long dark tunnel before once again emerging into sunlight. They pass an overgrown enclosure that once housed some sort of animal before entering another rundown building. The structure appears to have been a living area, possibly designed for guests to stay overnight while visiting the park.
Right.
The camera holder peeks into a half-open fridge that still contains jars of food. A large container of rancid milk sits on the bottom shelf. The explorers continue to look around the derelict building. The broken furniture littered across the floor suggests that someone's been here before or is possibly still living inside.
Yeah.
Nope.
Cautiously, the pair move on. They approach a wall that looks as though it's been ripped down, revealing what appears to be a secret storage space.
Okay.
The two decide to enter the strange room.
So
It
creepy.
becomes darker and darker the further they go in. Unable to see clearly, the camera holder pans a light around the room. He notices a large tank that appears to be filled with some sort of dark liquid. Unable to see inside, the two explorers make their way around to the opposite side of the tank. Suddenly, the pair realise that they're staring at the tail of a very large creature.
Is it alive? No, it can't
Explorers can be
be.
heard saying, "That is creepy as the camera holder slowly pans the length of the tank, revealing the beast's
Wow!
finally its head and huge teeth-filled mouth.
That's
After
horrible.
this video went viral, Lukey MC was contacted by
Oh
the
my
previous owner of the
God!
park, who informed him that the giant creature was in fact a 5-meter-long great white shark. It was moved to the tank after becoming entangled in fishing nets and dying off the coast of South Australia. The dark liquid in the tank was actually formaldehyde, a chemical needed to preserve the specimen.
Oh, so it was already
When the
dead.
park was
Okay.
eventually shut
I
down,
thought it
Okay,
like
that
died
makes-
there. They
I know.
abandoned
That
it.
makes me feel so much better about it. That,
forced
oh
to
my
leave
god.
behind in the ruined remains of this creepy
Wow.
animal sanctuary.
That's...
That is eerie.
wow.
This
What the hell?
uploaded to Iron Video's YouTube channel in March 2018. It
No.
shows a baby vampire doll with a bottle of blood sitting on top of an unmarked tombstone in a
goosebumps.
Brazilian
I
graveyard.
know,
I
yeah.
really don't.
As the camera holder inspects the creepy doll, you can see its eyes
are
follow
moving.
them as they move.
They're definitely
When the video
following
first
him.
surfaced, some viewers suggested that the doll might actually be possessed
Nice,
and
of
could
course.
contain the spirit of someone buried in the graveyard. Others thought
No.
that the doll might be an evil idol designed to summon a real vampire from its resting place. While it was later revealed that the doll was in fact the work of a sculptor, it made for a very creepy discovery.
Of course.
Certainly something you wouldn't want to come across while exploring a spooky old cemetery.
No.
I'm gonna have nightmares about that baby.
That's so
It's
eerie.
gonna haunt
Popular
my
YouTuber
sleep.
Exploring with Josh made a very creepy discovery in 2016.
I feel like
While
I've heard of this
exploring a
guy.
cave in the Gifford Pinchot
What?
National Forest in Washington State.
Finds young girl in
known
cave.
as Ape Cave is the longest continuous lava tube in the continental United States.
Okay.
And has long been a popular
Learned
hiking
something new
destination.
today.
The cave received its bizarre name in 1924 when the residents of a small mining community became convinced that apes were throwing rocks into the canyon. The rumour persisted until 1984, when an elderly man came forward revealing that it was in fact he and a friend that had been throwing the rocks.
The hoax.
As Josh and several others make their way towards the mouth of the cave, one of them can be heard saying, "Oh god, this looks like something out of a horror movie." With lanterns in hand, the group slowly head into the darkness. At one point, the cave becomes so narrow they're forced to crawl on their hands and knees. The temperature begins to drop as icy breath can be seen coming from the mouths of the explorers.
Why would you
The
keep
cave
going?
now seems too small to continue, and the group contemplate returning back to the surface. However, just as they're about to turn back, they discover that the cave actually starts to widen once again. Now crawling on their stomachs, the group decides to press forward.
Eerie.
Suddenly, they hear what sounds like someone crying in the distance. Scared, they slowly head towards the noise. One of the group shines a flashlight into the darkness, illuminating a young girl.
What?
who is standing
Oh
all
my
alone.
god!
Extraordinarily, the girl had managed to crawl her way into the depths of the cave, all by herself without
could have
the use of a
died!
flashlight. They soon discover that she doesn't speak English. Motioning for her to follow them, the group lead her back to the surface where she's finally reunited with her worried parents.
Wow, they saved a little
God.
girl. That is crazy. That is
Wow.
nuts.
Posted online,
That's the kind of
Jamal
thing that, like-
Karaja shows the moment several tourists
It has
stumble
to have
across
been,
a
like,
group of
meant to
bizarre
happen, you know,
troll-like
otherwise,
creatures
like,
Yeah.
as
She
they
wouldn't have been
kayak their
found.
way through Rayleigh Bay
Whew.
in Krabi, Thailand. The furry creatures can be seen sheltering near a cave as they play some sort of strange hypnotic melody
Whoa.
on unusual musical instruments.
How
The
cool.
bemused kayakers
What?
look on in disbelief as the beasts appear to perform just for them. When the video first surfaced, it whipped the internet into a frenzy
can't be
as
real.
viewers debated over what the mysterious creatures actually were. Some suggested aliens, while others thought they may have been some type of
Aliens.
reclusive cave-dwelling animal that was yet to be discovered.
Wow.
It was later revealed, however, that the creatures were actually costumed actors who were part of a stage performance by local group Thailand Biennale, and the bizarre sounds were created by travelling vocalist Tory Raines. Even though it was staged, the tourists initially had no idea, and the dumbfounded looks that you can see on their faces are quite real. Imagine paddling a kayak through the tranquil waters of a
What a
beautiful
great
Thai island,
break.
and then stumbling across this bizarre scene.
I would have been tripping out.
In August 2015,
Wow.
YouTuber Mr. Technical Difficult made a very
Why is
creepy
it
discovery.
always
In
dolls?
the video, a group of friends
I
can be
hate
seen
that.
relaxing by a river when the camera holder notices a strange white box floating downstream. He convinces one of the men in shorts to swim over to the other side and retrieve it.
Man in shorts.
Oh,
Let's
no.
The
go.
box appears to be a drinks cooler that's been
No,
sealed with
that-
tape to stop it from opening. The man removes one of the pieces.
That's how
of
you
tape
unleash a
and
curse.
Yeah, man, that's so messed up.
He immediately jumps back after spotting what he thinks is a small child. The camera holder then approaches the box to get a closer look.
How is it
It's
You
disturbing?
can see that it's
How
not actually
disturbing.
a small child in the box, but rather a doll that's been stuffed inside and left.
That's a great way to mess with someone.
While it's possible that
Why?
it could simply be a prank orchestrated by another group further upstream, it's still a very unsettling find.
Like, I
Especially
don't
'cause it's
Creepy at the
taped
best
up.
of times, but discovering one in a box floating down river, that's a whole new level of nightmare.
That is so funny. If that is a prank, that is so funny.
Before we get to that number one spot,
I hate
we take
that
a
so
look at a
much.
YouTuber who thinks he's found the lost city of Atlantis.
No.
Remember to hit that subscribe
What?
button and turn on channel notifications. That way you'll be completely up to date
I mean,
with all our latest
that's so
content.
eerie, but what a great way to mess with
That's
someone. You tape it up. It's so smart.
I would burn it.
Of course.
That's-
This video, published on Bright Insight's
Oh,
YouTube
no.
channel in 2018, not only claims that the lost city of Atlantis was real, but that its actual location has been hiding in plain sight for thousands of years.
What?
The video analyzes the descriptions of Atlantis found in the great philosopher Plato's dialogues, Timaeus and Critias. The works claim to quote Solon, an Athenian lawmaker and poet who travelled to Egypt between 590 and 580 BC, who was believed to have translated Egyptian records of Atlantis. Using Plato's words as a guide, the video suggests that the true location of Atlantis is likely to be the Richat structure in Mauritania, a country in northwest Africa.
What?
The structure, sometimes referred to as the Eye of Sahara, was originally thought to have been created by an increase of pressure caused by underlying magma, or even the impact of a large meteorite. The video goes on to suggest that the symmetrical circles of the Eye of the Sahara may have once been filled with water, and closely resembled the description given by Plato of the mysterious city. The video also compares several other striking similarities between Plato's descriptions and the geographical orientation of the eye, including a large mountainous region to the north and an inlet to the south that once possibly flowed with water. If this theory does indeed turn out to be true, it will no doubt be one of the greatest discoveries ever made by a YouTuber.
Investigate! I want to see! Oh my god! I'm gonna follow that. That's incredible.
I've just gotta say, like, for number one, that's not creepy. That's like awesome if that's the case, right?
It's fantastic.
That's a beautiful thing to find. That's a completely different list.
It's fascinating.
I'm just surprised it's number one. I'm like, that's not creepy. That's an awesome discovery if that's true.
That is no vampire baby doll.
I gotta say, it's a pretty solid list. It's a very solid list. The 2 doll ones are a blast.
I genuinely very, very much hate them.
Are you like someone who's generally terrified of dolls?
Oh yeah. Before we moved back to LA, we lived really, really close to a doll museum, and we avoided taking that road at all costs.
Damn.
Dolls are creepy.
The vampire doll one, as creepy as that is, I love the one in the river because you got like 2 very definitive things that could have gone on there. Someone probably freaked out and thought, this doll is cursed. This doll is haunted. We need to put it in the river, make sure, tape it up so no one could find it. Or it's the most hysterical prank in the world because, I mean, you find a doll like that. The thing is, I could have a laugh off of going, someone's going to find this one day and probably freak out, but I would want to be there to see that person discover it, you know?
You would need to follow it down the river, but it didn't seem like anybody was following it because you would have seen them in the background or something.
So it leads me to believe that doll is cursed and caused some havoc for someone.
But now they just unleashed this curse on these poor people, these unsuspecting humans.
What are you gonna do? Shit happens.
Not that kind. You don't just curse people with dolls. That's not a thing you just do.
Maybe the way to get rid of the curse is you have to pass the curse along. And then they'll pass the curse along. Exactly.
No.
I mean, you gotta do what you gotta do.
If you had to do that, who would you pass the curse on to?
You and Dan. No questions asked.
How dare!
We live in the same complex. Just keep passing it around until we get to that neighbor we both mutually hate.
I mean, yeah.
And then be like, sorry, there's no one else to pass it to.
Yeah, I've found one that I.
Oh yeah, you got one?
Super fond of.
All right, awesome.
I run into him often. It's not great.
What?
Oh yeah.
You gotta tell me about it when we're not filming. Exploring with Josh. What an amazing video. I mean, that is both simultaneously creepy and heroic at the same time.
I mean, just imagine, like, if they had turned back, like, a second earlier, that kid would never have been found.
I mean, that's what I love about Slapped Ham's videos, is he's really good at painting the narrative of the situation of, like, he's, like, pulling videos from other people, but he's really good at, like, walking you through it to where you're experiencing it, because, like, they have that moment where they're like, oh, it's too small, they should turn around, but then they decide to go through it. Hey, it's creepy when you're like, what the hell? There's a little girl here.
Yeah.
But then it's like, wait, this little girl's just lost and she landed here, and now you get to be a hero. Oh my god, what a great video. That video must have gotten so many views, you son of a bitch.
Just imagine though, being those people derping around in this cave going, oh, I wonder how far this goes, and like not expecting to see anybody. They must have jumped out of their skin.
Oh yeah, I would have turned around. Second I heard a little girl, it's haunted! Get the hell out of here!
It's always the little girls that haunt things. Have you noticed that? It's rarely little boys, but always little girls. They have that creepy little haunt.
In like real life scenarios, that's what it is. It's crazy. Because I was expecting to see like, ooh, creepy little girl. Like, oh, it's just an innocent girl. I mean, that one in Thailand is so funny. What a great prank. You're just tricking silly Americans, silly white Americans into like, what is this crazy Taiwanese creature? Like, that is so funny.
There's something so poetic about it. Because imagine, like, they were probably scouring any news had gotten out, like mainstream media. I'd be like, what are these creatures? Yeah. These people are probably just laughing their asses off.
And they're playing flutes. That's so fun. I wish they never came clean and were like they were actors. I wish that never came out. I would have just loved if they committed to this.
A new kind of cryptid would be being looked for. Yeah. It would be like a sensation.
Yeah, it would have been awesome. And then decades later, they should have revealed it. You gotta know how to mess with people.
But nobody would believe it. The same thing as like the Bigfoot film.
That's what makes it more powerful.
I feel like it's funnier now that we know right after the fact, definitely it is a prank.
Yeah.
As opposed to like the Bigfoot where it's like, okay, yeah, this person said they did it and it was a prank, but did they really? Because it's Bigfoot. It's different because it's not as funny later.
Yeah, no, of course. But I don't know. I wasn't expecting to find something funny when clicking on this video. Bring me the laugh, Slapped Ham. But the very first one they introduced, that's a terrifying discovery.
Oh, yeah.
Find a shark what is it?
In formaldehyde.
Yep, not fluoride.
That's a little different.
Yeah, I mean, imagine just stumbling upon some abandoned building and there's like a giant shark there.
That's so creepy.
Why'd they just leave it there, though? Why? Like, even though they said, like, it was already dead and they brought it over to preserve it. Yeah, I get that.
But that would be, like, a great donation to, like, a natural history museum or something.
It makes me actually suspect of the true intention. Because it's like, okay, maybe the person who called to who they used to own it, like, oh, here's the story with that shark. I'm like, are they covering their ass or did they just abandon the shark there?
Right?
Because you think they'd still have legal requirements to move it, right? It's a shark.
Unless, because here's the thing, is that if it's a privately owned zoo, I mean, it's in Australia, right? So, like, I don't know how Australian law works in that way. At least in the U.S., I think. When you have a privately owned zoo, like, you can still own the property and be liable for whatever on the property, and you're not legally, like, obligated to do anything with it. So if somebody still owns the property, they don't have to.
Right,
Maybe for it to be a donation or something, like, they have to move it because it's so large and so heavy. It's like thousands and thousands of pounds.
That's fair.
So it would just be too costly to move. It's a shame. Yeah. It really is.
Well, you know where they could put that shark? In Atlantis. Oh, see what I did?
Nice
Loop
segue.
the whole video around. That's not creepy. I just gotta say, I'm gonna tell you, Slapped Ham, I love the hell out of your videos. They're some of the best. I mean, what's creepy if you discover Atlantis? Just because the fact that it was like under our nose the whole time.
Incredible.
Yeah.
I mean, because here's the thing: is like, I
love the Disney movie.
Oh, yes. Can we talk about it? It is chef's kiss, just
accurate depiction.
Best underrated Disney movie of all time. I am fascinated with Atlantis. Like, I almost exclusively watch Atlantis documentaries and like research films and stuff on the topic because I love it. I don't know. I didn't find it creepy just because I'm fascinated with the subject.
They were talking about the ruins of Atlantis, though, right? They weren't talking about the people of Atlantis are still there.
No, not like finding a
true
civilization.
Yeah, exactly. No. Like we choose to live away from the rest of civilization, which would be cool. That'd be a little creepy, but really cool at the same time.
Oh, did you hear on the Lost Civilization? You know, Roanoke and Croatoan?
Yeah,
it's been solved.
No, it hasn't.
It has a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, like it's officially been declared as a shut case.
No, I don't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
This is government trying to lie to you. They're trying to lie to you. It's a government trying. It's never going to be solved.
No, when you hear about the whole story, it's really stupid, and you're gonna laugh.
No, we'll see. We'll react to that. I choose not to. I need the legacy to live on. Guys, subscribe to Slapped Ham if you haven't done so already. Which one of these creeped you out the most? Check out
Vampire Baby Doll.
Vix Baby Doll. What's the name of your channel? Vixen.
Vibe Vixen.
Vibe Vixen. Check out Alyssa on Twitch. Hey, last but not least.
I love these. These are my favorite part.
Caldurian C. Pinnacus, our friend from Colorado, handsome Native American gentleman. I know things have been a bit of a slippery slope as of late, but recently you told me that part of coping with certain moments in life, and just a great way to grow, your brother is moving in with you, your older brother.
Oh.
Now, with your older brother living with you, you guys can get drunk together, you can get messed up, you could have orgies with your brother, which, you know, it's weird because some brothers I feel like are really down for like that kind of stuff, and then like for me, I'm like, I would
really
never
hit or miss.
want that with my yeah, exactly. So just be mindful of boundaries when you're participating in those activities. I'm sorry this is really the first part where my mind went with you and your brother moving in together.
Don't touch each other's food.
That's
something
very
that
true.
You should not do.
Good roommate advice
Trust
right
me.
there. Yeah.
Trust me, I still resent my sister for taking my food 10 years later. So.
See, you know what you're talking about. Also, don't let your older brother start up a YouTube channel and have him pass you in subscribers, because then everyone's just going to make fun of you about that. Trust me, Alyssa knows.
It's just
I
so
can't
funny
relate.
because you do such different things, you know?
Not really.
Yeah, you have entirely different fan bases.
Yeah.
You really do.
I'm like America, England, Australia, big part of Mexico as well. And he's India. And you're Native American, the best kind to be. Because let's face it, man, anytime someone's Native American, even a little bit of percent, you feel like you got street cred. So never forget that. I don't know what that is. See you, man.